person sees all.
Hi everyone, Bruce Wards here. The lunar waves. No, it's not the same as usual oscillation because everyone likes saying that. Very rare we get these. Only the third one I've gotten so far, but we see it going by sporadically, very rarely. And these are less rare, UFOs on the surface, but we're going to talk about something very particular, the traits, the UFO traits and signatures. What's behind it? You see the trail, you see the light that's connected to them, all of them. It's a square shape, square craft, cube craft, with a light on the west side, and it's traveling east. It would be normal that the west side would have that smoke at the back of it, right? So these are objects propelling themselves over the surface of the moon at in groups. Ooh, I think there could be more than just a visitation on the moon if we're seeing this much evidence on the surface. And look at the smoke at the back. Before I used to post, oh, look, it's a UFO. But now, yeah, we're starting to look at some interesting traits and signatures. Love those terms. It's what the military themselves are trying to look at. I say military, in reality, ufologists, specialists. That's what they do to try to eliminate probably UFO sightings. Most of them are called off, right? Are just passed off as nothing. But when we see signatures and vapor and lights going to and from these objects, there are more than one. There's several of them on the surface of the moon, and always that light, and you see the dark beside it, right? Dark and light together, but they're propelling themselves. Some of them have the smoke coming out of them, some of them don't. You know, it's quite intriguing when you see that, no matter what it may be. And here it was inverted before, so now the crafts, of course, the original color is that bright white, not color, but reflection that we can't ever see. Yep, added some, yeah, you see that? Now we can see a bit of the fire now, a lot more actually when it comes down in the footage from September 9th. Just a couple of more shots up. Don't worry, I won't be bugging you more with this one, but listen, I know you guys are interested. If you're like me and you want to see the most detail possible, well, the way I was showing it a couple of times when I showed this, it's nice, but it's hard to see the flame, right? It's hard to see exactly when it's combusting, what's going on when it goes down to the surface. So we'll take a look at a few of these frames. I'll be right back with y'all. We can see some of the colors starting depending on your monitors, depending whether you have a small monitor, a big monitor, a good quality monitor, or a telephone. I know it varies, but I can see the color. And there's a lot of greens right now. And this is near Hyginus crater. Hyginus, just the Ryle on the bottom right. I'll get a couple of live views and shots from different angles as we zoom in to Hyginus crater with different Terminator line settings and areas. So this will be pretty cool. Thanks for watching. Let's take a snapshot. Look at the greenery on the surface, and not just greenery. We're looking at, as I always say it, sort of patchiness, right? Patchiness of greens, and yeah. Why is there not other patches of other colors? Just saying. And there's the Hadley, my friend Dennis Delano. Get a couple of shots on it, always dark there where the Apollo landings supposedly occurred. We can see Cassini crater over top there. One of my favorites in Oceanus Procellarum, Hyginus crater. It's a small lunar caldera, they said. It's located at the east end of Sinus Medii. It was named after, some people like to know, ancient Roman astronomer Julius Hyginus. So listen up, its rim is split by a long linear rima, which is at the end of the crater. Okay, we're talking about a 222 kilometer stretch between the crater and the two ends, the whole thing. And the crater itself is 11 kilometers, to give you guys an idea of how close we are. They say beside Hyginus that there's an underlying structure that could have caved in. I'll get an arrow up on it and you'll see it looks literally like the whole surface caved in. There's 3 or 4 different levels. Here's a close-up of beautiful shot of the Rima Hyginus crater, and this is the caved-in structure, so they say. Really does look like an earthquake or something could have hit there also, when you think of it. Just north, way out there along the terminator line, behind Sinus Iridum, north of Sinus Iridum. These are the lines and connections that no one is seeing on the surface of the moon. They say they're going to the moon in 2024. They keep setting things back. NASA to build over 12 or 13 Orion spacecrafts to be ready for 2024 to send people to the moon. Already talking about going to Mars. But when are they going to mention, them? An apparent blue line around the moon, just like around Earth. Could it be an oxygen line? Closest views of the moon you'll ever see, well, with a 14-inch anyways, Clavius crater and Tycho crater on the bottom there. Beautiful surface, very revealing along the terminator line. here is my mailing address.
Aliens are gone. Aliens are gone. And they're mining really up there. They're mining on the moon. Aliens are gone. Aliens are gone. Just fire.